What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. And guys, it's time. It's game day, the best day of the week. The preseason streak is still alive. And all of a sudden, it's become popular to hate the preseason streak. I don't know why, but everyone started talking about it. It's like, it's such a lame thing to talk about. And it's like, it's not like Ravens fans go around hanging up banners about the preseason streak. It's just like, oh, the Ravens are playing. Let's keep the streak alive. And all of a sudden, everyone's like, this is the night it ends. It's like, if it ends, who cares? But also, let's not let it end ever. We've played Washington every year that there's been a preseason since 2000. And I was texting my buddy this. It was since 2018. We have played them every year other than 2020. There was no preseasons. But we've played them every time. And we continue to win. And Samuel Cosme, who I liked in the draft, it's like, man, this streak is coming to an end. And it's like, good luck. Like, if it happens, it happens. But I don't think the Ravens are, obviously they want to keep the record.
And see, that's the thing about it. Like, I did not care too much about the streak. But it's like, as soon as you come out your mouth and talk about a preseason game streak, I mean, then on top of that, y'all was getting, some of y'all was getting that work in the joint practices too. It's like, you know what? I hope the Ravens, with Josh Johnson and Anthony Brown Jr., do put a spanking on that ass tonight. I mean, hey, just got to be honest. Just got to be honest about it. Like, it's the battle of the Beltway, the battle of I-95. Let's go out there and do what Ravens do best, and that's win to the best of our ability, man. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to say bad blood has been boiling over the week. Joint practices, but they have been getting the best of each other, and it seems like the Ravens been definitely getting the best of them, in the practice, So definitely love the fact that we have our first Monday night game of the season, and I'm just looking forward to seeing who comes out and shows out. I mean, this is game 2, and if y'all haven't already, we already dropped the podcast, and we've dropped certain segments this past week throughout YouTube. We talk about different players to look out for. We talk about what to expect. Dawson, Trenton Simpson's debut. Yeah, we will see him. We will see what all the hype is about. The man that's supposed to be replacing PQ next year. So I definitely feel like that's going to be another young man that really shows out, but I'm looking forward to seeing which secondary shows up, which young man or that guy shows up out of that secondary tonight as well.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty funny because last year Anthony Brown played basically the entire game against the Commanders, and he threw 15 of 19, 256 yards, 1 touchdown. But overall, I'm very excited for this game because there's definitely some people that we want to watch. We want to watch these corners. We want to watch Zay Flowers. Now, we don't know exactly who's going to play, but Zay Flowers was warming up. It's not an indicator of anything. Obviously, if he's not warming up, then he's definitely not playing. But we have a little bit of hope that he would be playing. And, I'm just very excited to watch the Ravens anytime I can. And Chris Reed comes in. Chris Reed, come on. Shout out to always coming through to the streams. I'm changing off this purple. Boop. Darker. And more blue. All right, there we go. We're sticking with that one. But I think one of the biggest things is like seeing these rookies, and hopefully we can see Trenton Simpson. Hopefully we can see Jalen Armour-Davis, 2 players that I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing. And Luke said apparently Caillou played 17 snaps last week. That's right. Caillou played. He just was not targeted because guys he covers are just covered. They don't throw at him. It's fantastic.
Yeah, man. But I don't know if y'all saw it, but check it. Like I said, tap back into the previous episodes that that we dropped. We did talk about players who to watch for, and a young man, a hometown guy that I did speak about in one of the segments that we talked about this week. We saw a video, on Twitter. I ain't like how his hop step was, but he put that offensive tackle on his behind and got to the quarterback. Is Mr. Malik Ham himself. That is one of the positions I know everybody's been happy with the Jadeveon Clowney move. I'm happy too. We do have a veteran pass rusher that could possibly, I'm not going to say be a mentor because Jadeveon Clowney, to me, on the outside looking in, he doesn't give mentor vibes. But I feel like him and Adafia Wade have the same type of style of game. Not real technique, just brute strength and force. I mean, that's what Jadeveon Clowney did all his career. We all know that. Not gonna say he doesn't have no technique, but he just used his strength. Let's be real, and his speed and his big old body to get to the backfield. I mean, if y'all feel like he got that Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis in him, y'all can argue that with me. But I don't feel like he got that in him. He just Mr. Jadeveon Clowney, and he puts the fear of God in people because of his name alone. But we need we need Mr. Adafio Way to do the same thing this upcoming season. But yeah, man, I know people, feel like Trent Simpson, he has the athletic ability to be that coverage linebacker. And he does have that crazy speed where he can shoot the gaps for blitzes and things of that nature. And he's like 6'3", 6'2". He's like he's the build of a Shaq Thompson. And I feel like Mike McDonald will be using him this upcoming season, and he will play an integral part of this defense. I just feel like it's gonna be interesting to see his development. It was just with the whole contract situation. Oh yeah, we got somebody to replace PQ. I'm like, yo, relax. PQ is literally younger than all the guys that we drafted in this year's draft, and he still has a lot of ceiling. He could be like Miles Jack and just retire, and want to do plumbing, but that's not Patrick Queen's. That's not his journey. That's not his story. I definitely feel like Trent Simpson got a lot to prove. Malik Harrison, I feel like he builds off what he did last week too, because he was also a guy that I feel like is good in coverage, but he's a run stuffer as well. He was there. He was damn near. I think he played close to almost 75 snaps last week, and wherever the ball was, he was there. He's light on his feet. He knows how to fill the gaps. He doesn't mind absorbing the contact, from offensive guards, fullbacks, whatever the case may be. Wherever the ball is, that's where he was last weekend. I hope he definitely, continues to build off that, because I feel like that is another guy with Tyus Bowser out, could possibly have an opportunity to, make his mark and show, that I'm part of the Ravens defense. And I feel like, I can play with some of the best. And I'm not saying he's going to be this Hall of Famer type of guy, but we've known in Ravens defenses in past years, we've had, some great guys filling some roles and just shine in our defensive schemes. And I feel like Malik Harrison can be, that Jared Johnson, Paul Kruger-esque type of guy for us.
Yeah, and
you want me?
My thing's muted. 1 second. I got to connect my other headphones. My headphones just died. I'll be back, guys. I think I'm back.
Might be. I can hear you. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
All right.
Someone asked if the Commanders will be playing their starters. I know they're not playing their defense. That's all I know. I would think Sam Howell will get a little bit of run. But if we're being honest, their backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, was a starter for a lot of last year. So it's still good players that we're at least playing against. It's not like we're going against, like last week, I think we went against kind of scrubs at quarterback. I think Mariota's a bum. I think Tanner McKee sucks. And they look deep because they're going against this Ravens defense, this backup Ravens defense. But this is something that, I'm really excited to watch, because defense has really been the calling card of the Ravens recently in the preseason, and, turnovers and such. And that we always like that, because whenever you have a new player coming in to fill in for their starter, right? Whether it's a corner or a safety, you want them to be able to make plays, right? You don't want them to just go out there and, like Patrick Beverly described, or like Russell Westbrook described Patrick Beverly just doing a whole lot of nothing, like just kind of being there, but, not really doing anything.
Right.
You want guys that'll go out there and actually make an impact and make a difference. That's what I really want to look for. Is players where you see it and you're like, okay, if he comes in the game on 3rd and 6, I'm not upset. I'm not looking at it and going, man, he's going up against some 3rd-string wide receiver. We're screwed. Instead, I'm going to be like, please throw at him. And we're going to find out who, these guys are, how much are these cornerbacks going to play. Hopefully we see some of them. We don't know the full health of everyone. I'm actually going to pull up Twitter right now just to start looking at all of the feeds. But Joshua, in terms of like what you want to see out of the offense, are you looking for kind of an air it out game, or are you looking for more of a control the clock running the ball with Keaton Mitchell game? I'm
definitely with us having a deep wide receiver room, I want us to throw the ball. I do want to see, what's the come of this future. Because I don't know if you've seen it. Somebody said on Twitter, about maybe cutting Patrick Ricard, or maybe even seeing it'd be interesting if we see Patrick Ricard on the offensive line tonight, and we have Mr. I'm about to butcher his name. McConnell, help me. Volovek.
Oh, Vokalek.
There we go. Thank you. Be our hybrid H-back, possibly in offensive schemes. That, he can be the Kyle Juszczyk or maybe even Charlie Kolar. Someone that's more athletic in certain schematic, in certain schemes and plays. Because he did have a great, in my opinion, a great awareness of where the ball was. He made himself available, and he had soft hands. But I definitely would love to see, the offensive side of the ball, air it out, because we need to see what these wide receivers can do. We need to see the jump balls. We need to see the contested catches. That's why I feel like, that's what made the difference for Shamar Bridges last year, is seeing that ball being aired out, seeing him going up there, high pointing balls, things of that nature. I would love to see, Laquan Treadwell, run a good route, sit in the coverage in the zones, and move up the chains, things of that nature. So I definitely feel like this game needs to be air it out then, because I feel like we know what we have in Mr. Keaton Mitchell. Even though I do want him to have a long one this tonight as well, and also for it to count. But we got to definitely we got to still look at the offensive line, man. I'm not gonna say it's unproven, but we do need to maybe take a couple glimpses of seeing who's in the interior, like Mr. John Simpson, Sala. I can't even say Big Sexy anymore. Mr. Ben Cleveland, because after that, the performance last week, it was like, we've been rooting for you for a long time, and you're making us look bad out here, champ. So I definitely would love to see us air the ball out. Let these wide receivers prove that they belong on this 53-man roster. And honestly, because it's so deep, they need a fighting chance. So yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely want to see them air the ball out, but I also want to see them throw the ball a lot and just see a lot of doses of Keaton Mitchell in the passing game, rather than just rushing the football. I felt like we didn't see him, receive any passes or anything like that. And it's not like his main thing that he does is catch passes, but you always like to see what these guys can bring to the table, right? If these guys are competing for a 3rd down running back spot, you want to see how they're able to catch the passes. And we also want to see how the offense, stands up in pass blocking. You're going up against a team that's done very well in developing edge rusher talent, and pass rush talent, defensive line talent, the Washington Commanders. How do you guys stand up when you're, dropping, going into 5-step drops? You're selling the hard play actions. I don't want this game to be another one of those. I felt like last week was a very let's get through it type of game. I want this game to be a let's maul them. Let's get to them faster than they can hit us. Let's just keep the pedal to the ground and just keep on riding, because we've had games in the preseason during this streak where it's been absolute dominance, and we've had games where it's just been like the Ravens really didn't play that well, but they were able to kind of clutch up at the end. And I want to see something where they're being aggressive, they're trying things. And we're really getting to see what these players are able to do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we keep on talking about it, and we got to keep on stressing it. It's 3 games. There's 3 preseason games. You got at least 90 men on the roster. I mean, already guys are getting cut due to injury, bringing on vets, and whatever reason it may be. But if you feel like you're healthy enough, if you feel like you belong in NFL on someone's 53-man roster, you have to strap up every day on during practice. But when you get your opportunities in the preseason games and your number is called on, you have to make the best of every opportunity. What did we talk about in the past in the post game show was thank you, Benjamin, for dropping that tidbit. That question. Can Sean Ryan do it again with a TD tonight? That was a guy we never heard of. Then we looked him up and looked up his college career. He then went from college to college, and Rutgers was maybe his best. Being at Rutgers was maybe his best season in his collegiate career. And that previous night, that Saturday night, it was like, yo, who is this guy, man? He's everywhere. So I definitely feel like these guys have to answer the call if they want to be on that 53-man roster. I'm definitely interested to see if Sean Ryan can duplicate what he did last Saturday in regards to performance.
I think it's also really funny that I'm pretty sure the Ravens are not playing Tyler Huntley this game. They're resting him.
It's Josh Johnson and Anthony Brown first half, second half.
He's why are you not playing your backup quarterback? You're not keeping 3 quarterbacks. Play your backup. And is Tyler Huntley really played so much for the Ravens where they're just we don't even want to watch you in the preseason anymore? That's really weird to me that you wouldn't play him for, I feel like you'd still want him to get the first half and just get reps, be ready. I don't know. That's just me. It's just kind of a little bit weird. Okay, he's still hurt, then that makes sense, Aiden.
I was about to say
that's right. He did have a hamstring issue.
He hasn't been really showing up to practice too, neither.
I thought it was they're resting him. Okay, he's still injured. All right, that's my fault then. It's really annoying how we don't get a pregame cheat sheet or at least injury report of players because are these other guys going to play? We don't know 100%, but okay. Now I know that Tyler Huntley's not just resting. I thought it was really weird, but with these quarterbacks now that we have, I think we're definitely going to be slinging the rock, which I really like. And pay attention, I think everybody, to the passing scheme, right? How open people are, and not just open in the sense of they're beating their man, but open in the sense that there's no other Ravens around them. It'll create spacing. It'll let the quarterbacks make plays. It'll let checkdowns to the running back make plays, right? Maybe the greatest offensive play in Ravens history was a check down to a running back on 4th and 27. Why? Because there was space for him to move. We don't want to just have to watch the team go out and run into each other.
Hey, man, that's what we talked about, using all the real estate, using the whole field, not having everybody bunched up on one side and, having their routes bumping to each other. So, I mean, I'm glad that we're able to see that, that tidbit piece of the offense. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see, how we continue to grow, continue to build as a team and as a unit, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I know a lot of people are, I wouldn't say worried, but interested in seeing just how we do on both sides of the ball. I mean, I'm included, because we do have a new OC. We do have a couple, a lot of young guys on that defensive side of the ball that I feel like they can step up. I for some reason I trust Demarion. Not some reason. I actually do trust Pepe, to be a strong nickel cornerback. If Cal U has to step in for a month, will he get cooked? Yeah, once or twice. But I trust the defense. I trust Mike McDonald enough that he was scheme up a scheme against opponents that that he will be able to hide our weaknesses enough in order for us to, put out a strong unit.
Yeah, I think it's also when you're looking at all of these players, and Justice Hill right now, I'm watching on Twitter because the Ravens just tweeted about him. How are they going to manage the kick and punt returns in this game? I think that's something to watch.
Oh, he's sitting out?
No, I see him like warming up, but like we saw Keaton
no.
Mitchell returning some kicks. Apparently, Zay Flowers was fielding some punts in practice. Maybe we'll see that. I don't know. Are we going to see any like interesting players at kick or punt returner? Because I feel like the Ravens need a new kick and punt returner. I don't think they have the spark right now. And I don't think kick returner is a position where like you should be locked in for your entire career. Like I think Devin Duvernay has elevated beyond kick returner, and now he's just a wide receiver. We need someone that we can just say, hey, we're going to get you the ball once a game, twice a game on a kick return, and maybe you can make some magic happen. And we don't really have that right now.
I mean, honestly, back in the day, hell, last Super Bowl run, Jacoby Jones was that guy. When we didn't have it, who did it? Who came out of nowhere? Jacoby Jones. Whether it was a punt return or kick return, and because of the rules being implemented the way they are, how they moving the ball up on the kickoff, and you don't see a lot of that happening. I mean, the most recent guy, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, for doing some recruiting work, getting the young man from the XFL.
Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah, and he was able to show what he can do, and what he did in the XFL, he did a little bit in the NFL. So I mean, we don't really have that guy. No, we really don't. I feel like Keaton Mitchell could be that guy. But the thing is, you can put him. He can still be a part of the offense as well. Because, I mean, if we look at last week, he was literally 2 tackles away from cutting it up the sideline to the crib. So, if we have to, I would love to use Keaton Mitchell for the special teams because of his speed, because of his vision. He's from the U.S. Turpin was from the USFL. Thank you. I thought he was an XFL guy. So, I mean, I feel like Keaton Mitchell could be that guy.
Yeah, I like Keaton Mitchell. I think, at this stage of his career, you just want the ball in his hands. And if the only way to get it there is on kickoffs, I'm fine with that. Like, just get him on the field, give him a chance.
Yeah.
If there's a hole, he's as fast as anybody maybe in the NFL and he can hit it. So, I definitely think that that's something to watch. And, Dawson says, Ron Rivera just said, Sam Howell's playing a half. I think that's huge for the Ravens. They get to go up against a starting quarterback in the NFL in Sam Howell, and then a good backup in Jacoby Brissett. So I think this is going to be a really good test for the Ravens. They have seen Howell before. They saw him last preseason. They ended up getting the victory. So it's going to be a really big game for this defense to see, hey, how can we get pressures? How can we affect this guy mentally? Even though he has limited experience starting in the NFL, he's still a veteran quarterback and he's expected to be the starter. You want to throw him off his game. You want to get pressure. You want to get turnovers. You want to make plays. Mm-hmm. You're facing somebody that you're going to be able to have a chance to do that against. And I think that's really big for some of these young guys on the Ravens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you feel like David Ojabo and Travis Jones get some snaps on tonight?
I think so. I think we'll see more of Jabo than Jones, just because Jabo just has limited experience starting in the NFL. Like I think we will see him for a good bit just to see, hey, how you doing? How you progressing week to week? But maybe the Ravens really liked what they saw out of Adafe in the practice sessions, and they're like, hey, let's see this in the game. Like build off of that. You have confidence against these guys. Let's build off of it and make some plays.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, those are some guys that need it for the mental reps. Because you just need to work. You need to continue to work at your craft, especially, with him having the experience that he has, which is not a lot and he's working to become a technician. But I feel like he can be. Don C, what's going on, baby? It definitely is preseason game tonight, and we're ready to go too with everybody else, man. I thank you for coming through the stream as always, man. I hope tell us what's on the spread tonight, because Don C be cooking up. Ever since we've been going live before pregame, he be telling us all he be telling us the whole menu.
Oh man, I think it's just one of those games where there is a rivalry, and there's been a lot of joint practices with the Commanders. There's obviously this year, but in recent years, it's happened as well. They've played against each other. They know each other, and they want to beat the other team. Not because it's, it's a football game, because there's animosity between these teams. There were multiple fights started. This is going to be a very physical game, in my opinion. And I know Mark's not playing. I know Lamar's not playing. I know some of these guys aren't going to be playing, but Mark's going to be sitting there on the sideline, and he's going to be telling these guys, hey, get a nice block in there for me. Hit that guy a little bit extra hard, right? Like, that's 100% happening. Tyler Wallace is going to go out there trying to level a shoulder and put somebody in the ground. Like that I think is going to be really fun to watch. Like, it's definitely going to be very physical, which not a lot of preseason games are, but I think this one will be.
Yeah. Ben. I mean, it is kind of a rivalry. It's like battle of the Beltway, because FedEx Field is literally in the state of Maryland, and DC is right next to Maryland. So yeah, we call it the battle of the Beltway, man. Even with high schools. When we go out to DC, or DC comes out here to Baltimore and we play against them, man. So, we definitely got to show up and shut them up for sure. Hit them in the mouth. But who's some guys that you they get the opportunity to really shine tonight?
I think if Trenton plays, he's one of them. I think if Caillou plays, he's one of them. But I don't know if Caillou plays. And I'll go with Tylen. I think Tylen has a big game.
Ooh, I like that. Man, I'm still rocking with Malik Ham. I want to see if he can continue to stack on his progression. I want to see Malik Harrison as well. See him continue to stack up and show what he's about. Offensive side of the ball, oh man, I'm not gonna say Keith Mitchell, because I already know what Keith Mitchell would do. I'm gonna go with Shamar Bridges. Shamar Bridges has been my guy. I love it. I love his game. I like how he high points the ball. He only had one target last game. I hope he definitely gets more opportunities to show what he's about and improve that he belongs on the 53-man roster, whether with the Ravens or someone else. Because I do feel like a healthy Shamar Bridges, even though he came from a little school, he plays big.
Yeah,
he plays big.
I really hope we do see Zay Flowers. A lot of people are asking about Zay Flowers. I hope we see
I saw that.
Flowers.
I saw that.
I want to see him cook these defenders. Just absolutely cook them. The real question is, do we see J.K. Dobbins?
Stop that. We're on FedEx Field. No. Hell no. we out there in the land over. Yeah,
J.K. Dobbins may pull an Antonio Brown, sit there and tell his coach, say, I'm not going out there. Then walk off the field with no shirt and retire. I think Rayshon Nichols might eat tonight too. Is Josh Ross playing?
I think Josh Ross played last Saturday.
I think he did.
I think the guy was from Auburn. that I liked. He was an edge rusher. Like his name was Moon. Last name was Moon. The
Jeremiah Moon.
Jeremiah Moon. I don't know if he played, but he's somebody. He was kind of slow, but he can do a little something. We better not see JK unless he's on the sideline. Yeah, I feel like he'll probably travel to the game, man. So I know you've seen a video of Lamar, working on the swing at Top Golf. I know you golf, right?
Yeah, I do.
Scale of 1 to 10. Talk to me about the swing, man.
I'll give it a 1.5.
Respectfully.
The bonus I'm giving him is that he at least has a similar motion back to front. It's not like it's looping a lot. A lot of people have a problem where they like bring it up and then they loop it around and then they try and hit it again. Instead, I think it's just it's really bad. Marlon's got to help him out, and Marlon's not even that great of a golfer, but Marlon's definitely got to help that guy out. I
mean, I ain't gonna lie, my swing bad too when I go to Top Golf, but I can drive it. I can drive it a little bit.
What's funny is that, like, Lamar's shots, like the swing's awful, but the ball was at least moving. Like he was probably hitting them like 190, 200.
Yeah. I think they did show how far that joint went. It's like 150, 180, around that.
Yeah. He's definitely got to work on it, but
do you feel like we see Isaiah Likely tonight?
I don't think so. I think it'll be a Charlie Kohler game and Vocalic.
I feel like, I feel like Big Zay, aka the Gorilla. I feel like his spot is solidified. So we definitely see a lot of Charlie Kohler, Kolar and Volvachek as well. And
Sean Ryan's not playing.
Damn, why not?
Man, what?
And we were just talking about the man, having a, stacking up.
Okay, per Jeff streaming, wide receivers Laquan Treadwell and Sean Ryan, who both missed a few practices this week with undisclosed injuries, were not in uniform for warm-ups. Good opportunity for others in the 6 wide receiver competition like Tylan Wallace, James Prochet, and Tariq Black to state their cases tonight. Maybe Dante Demas game from Boyd. Potentially. But we'll see.
Damn. Dante was quiet Saturday night. Yeah. I would like to see, what he can do, what he can bring.
Do we get Hill? I think we will get a bit of Justice Hill. I was like, who's Hill? Justice Hill. I think we will get a little bit of Justice Hill in this game, especially in the first series. Like, we might get him for the first quarter. But I want to see a lot more Keaton Mitchell. I don't think we see Gus Edwards, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think we're just getting his feet wet, getting him acclimated back, Yeah. I don't feel like he needs to be playing. We know he's going to be the number 2 running back. Who's center? I wonder, and I'm interested to see if Daniel Falele is going to be playing the whole game as well.
Yeah, I definitely think we'll see a good amount of him. We'll probably see him on the left side and the right side.
I mean, he looked good. I mean, for him to be in there for the whole game last week, that shows his determination to his conditioning.
Yeah.
God damn it, Void. Don't say that.
Void's in a timeout right now. Void is in a timeout right now. Gary says Saul is going to get a high blocking grade. I like that. We're obviously going to see once those all come out how players all perform. But I think it's kind of time to start doing the bold predictions, Joshua. We probably got about 5 minutes left in the stream. Do you want to do an offensive bold prediction?
Oh yeah, I know people talk bad about my guy, but I'm still gonna rock with him. I got Anthony Brown Jr. having 3 touchdowns and 250 yards passing the ball. I don't care. He's gonna
love it. I want to see Anthony Brown go absolutely crazy. I'm gonna say this. I think we get a Tylan Wallace touchdown where he mosses a defender, and we get a Keaton Mitchell 50-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see, I feel like Keaton Mitchell, because of what happened last week, he's going to break one and go crazy. YPC Dro, appreciate you coming through. I believe Trenton Simpson is playing tonight. And Anti-D, I believe Shamar is playing as well.
I think they're both playing, yeah.
Inside King Judah. Anthony Brown is a step up from Josh Johnson. I mean, he damn near
I'd rather
won us
have
the
Anthony
leg.
Brown over Johnson.
I mean, he almost won us the game, the end of the season out last year. Granted, he did throw interceptions like he did this past Saturday, but he kept his cool. I know you may feel some type of way about him, but hey, man, I feel some type of way about Snoop. Agree to disagree, baby. Still love you though.
In terms of the defense, what are you thinking?
Oh man, defensive wise, I want to see my front seven as a collective get three to 4 sacks and a forced turnover. I mean, the weakest link right now is our secondary, so we need to see what our front seven could do, see how they can, apply the pressure, seeing how they can collapse the pocket to get to the QB, and just make some things happen. Because honestly, that may be what gets us wins in the regular season. With Marlon out, guys coming back from injury and stuff like that, we're gonna need a lot of work, a lot of pressure from the front seven. So I definitely want to see collectively a front seven. The front seven getting after the QB, 3 sacks, one TO, or 1 forced fumble.
I'm with it. I'm going to say that we get ourselves a linebacker interception.
Mm-hmm.
And we get ourselves a strip sack.
I like that, man. I like that. Who you got getting the strip sack?
Give me Tavius Robinson.
There it is. Get some.
Yep. That's what I'm going with.
And King Judah, Josh Johnson is playing the first half. So Anthony Brown will save the game. Push on the shove.
Yep.
And if we lose, it is what it is, man. I ain't tripping on that.
I got a new notification from Jeff. Oh, he retweeted an article. Darn. Oh, here we go. Jeff Zrevic said, didn't see Jalen Armour-Davis and Ronald Darby in uniform either. Humphrey, Yasin, Mullet, and Pepe Williams still sidelined. That leaves Caillou Kelly, Tay Hayes, Brandon Stevens, Kevon Seymour, Darius Washington, Corey Mayfield, and Jeremy Lucien.
I actually like Jeremy. He was the one that recovered the fumble last week.
Add it to the chat or to the prediction. Pick 6 for Caillou Blue Kelly.
Ooh. Honestly, I feel like between him and Ardarius, they both can make it happen. Dude, Brandon Stevens get a pick?
No. I think he gets picked on.
Ooh,
Yeah. Not much confidence there.
I think Simpson is supposed to be playing tonight, Don C.
Let's go. All right. I mean, we got 5 minutes till this game starts. Everyone, thank y'all so much for coming through. We'll make sure to go live right after the game. Thank y'all so much. Joshua, do you have any last words before we see the Ravens go for the 25th consecutive victory in the preseason?
Man, it's better that way tonight, man. Make sure y'all tap in for the post game show. And hey, man, let's have some fun tonight.
All right. See you guys after the game, hopefully with 25 in a row.